Mrs. Kesters from Walsh Jesuit High School, and this section is order of operation with fractions. So what you always do with order of operations is you use PEMDAS. And if order of operations is something that's confusing to you, make sure you would look at the section that's just order of operations. This is with fractions and it still uses all the same rules. So your P stands for parentheses, E is for exponents, M is multiplication, D division, A addition, and S is subtraction. So you can remember it by using PEMDAS or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now let's get to those problems. Example number 1, we have 1 plus 7/3 times 4. Now, if you want to work with PEMDAS, if you want to write that down, you have parentheses first, which is what we don't have. We don't have any exponents, but we do have multiplication. And our multiplication is right here with that 7/3 times 4. Now, what might make this a little bit easier is actually to change 4 into a fraction. So you really have 1 plus 7/3 times 4 over 1. Because when you're multiplying fractions, you multiply across the top and then you multiply across the bottom. So really what we have here is 1 plus 7 times 4 is going to give me 28, and then over 3 times 1, which will just give me 3. Now when we're going to add 1 plus 28/3, you always need to have a least common denominator. And in this case, our least common denominator is 3. So what we want to do then is multiply up this 1 by 3 over 3. So we have 3 over 3 plus 28 over 3. You add the top. 3 plus 28 is going to give me 31, and then you just use one of the bottoms, one of your denominators. So your answer is 31 over 3. For me, you do not need to change this into a mixed number because that's just something that you might get wrong. So 31 over 3 is my answer. Let's try another one. Example number 2. You have 2 minus 3 over 2 times 2 1/4 divided by 4. Now we've got a lot of different things going on in this case, so let's use PEMDAS. Alright, in this case we do have parentheses, so we want to work inside those parentheses first. So put your 2 over 1 because we want to make all of these whole numbers into fractions because they're actually easier to work with that way. And again, because you are adding or subtracting, you always need to have a least common denominator. So in this case, with 2 over 1 and 3 over 2, our least common denominator is 2. So we have to multiply this first fraction by 2 over 2. So really in those parentheses, you have 4 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Then times. Now, 2 1/4. When you're using your order of operations, it's actually easier to work with improper fractions. So to change this mixed number into an improper fraction, you do 2 times 4 plus 1. 4 times 2 is going to give me 8, plus 1 gives me 9. So really I have 9 over 4 divided by 4. All right, let's keep on working inside those parentheses. So we have 4 over 2 minus 3 over 2, which is going to give me 1 over 2. Then we have times 9 over 4 divided by 4. Now because we are done with our parentheses, we do not have exponents, but we do have multiplication and division. So you want to work left to right. So again, when you are multiplying your fractions, you multiply across the top and you multiply across the bottom. So here, 1 times 9 gives me 9. 2 times 4 will give me 8. Then we have divided by 4. Now again, we have a whole number. So let's change that into a fraction. Make it 4 over 1. When you are dividing fractions, you take this second fraction and you multiply by the reciprocal. And what you really are doing is just multiplying and flip it. So you have 9 over 8 times. Flip the back one, 1 over 4. So that actually equals 9 times 1 will give me 9. 8 times 4 gives me 32. All right, from there you can just keep it like this because it can't reduce. So 9 over 32 is my answer. if you have any further questions, make sure you come and see me in the math office, or you can email me at kesterse@walshjesuit.org. Thanks again for watching this video. If you were absent or if you needed extra help, see you in class.